Hi everybody, it's Maha here, and I'm reading from my book today, Dance of the Womb. And all this week, for the next 6 days, I will be reading a chapter of the dance movements of my award-winning world first book, Dance of the Womb, that has been endorsed by Dr. Michel Odent, Sheila Kitzinger, the wonderful Dr. Sarah Buckley, and many others. And it is also been brought to life as a video series, also called Dance of the Womb, when I was pregnant with my daughter Amina. I made a video, and actually I self-published this book and I launched it at the Byron Bay Writers Festival actually in 2008 when I was pregnant with my gorgeous girl Amina. So this book means a lot to me, and my story I told you yesterday about how I wrote this book was that I went around the world with the father of my boys when they were 1 and 4, and our last stop was Samoa. And we were sitting on a beach in Samoa, and I was chatting to a beautiful woman from Europe, and she said to me, "What do you do?" And I said, "I teach this beautiful dance, BellydanceBirth, that's grounded in my cultural Middle Eastern roots, my Palestinian Lebanese roots, and the ancient language, the universal language of birth for all of women." And she said, "Wow, you need to write a book. You need all women to have this knowledge." And that was in the year 2000, so 17 years ago. And that is when I planted the seed to write this book. And it was, as I said, launched in 2008. And it is a timeless book. It is to be passed on to your daughters' daughters' daughters. It is a universal book for all women, regardless of where you come from or, how old you are or any of that. It is a book about the dance of the womb that all women carry within our womb wisdom, within our bodies, in relation to pregnancy and birth, and also to creativity. The dance of the womb, the dance of our creativity, our gifts. What is it that we are gifting the world with? That is also part of the dance of the womb. So I'm really pleased and proud of this book, and I can offer it to you as a hard copy book and as an ebook. So I'd love you to go to my website if you're interested. You can purchase it there, and also you can get 2 free sample chapters, so you can have a read of my book as well, and if you join up on my email list you can get 2 free chapters. So I'm very happy to give you that as well. So, and I also do believe that this book should be in the hands of every pregnant woman, and also all birth professionals as well. I think it's really, really valuable if you're running a doula course or a midwifery course or an independent childbirth education course. This book, Dance of the Womb, should be a part of that reading list. I am that confident to say that. And it is an award-winning book. It won the Living Now Independent Publishers Awards in the USA in 2009 in the exercise and fitness section. So I was very also happy and grateful to receive that award. So today I am looking at the movement of the circle. And if you are first looking at this book, you'll realize that I have been writing my story through the book. So my story is interwoven through the movements of the dance, because I can't separate my story, my life, and my connection to the mother line, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, on both my Palestinian and Lebanese side, with my own story. So it made sense to me to write this book by sharing with you the deepest aspects of my story and my journey of life, and how that intersected with the journey of pregnancy and birthing my sons, and then my daughter Amina. So each story is represented by a dance movement. So, for example, the circle that I'm going to look at and read with you today is connected to when I was 21 and I went back to the Middle East, actually to Jordan, to meet my father's Palestinian family for the first time since having left the Middle East as a 6-month-old baby and coming to Australia at 2. So for me, that was the circle was turning, the circle was coming back to where I had come from, where I had left off. And I realized that the circle in life just keeps turning and turning, and we pass that on to our children as well. So the circle movement is the first movement of the belly dance birth that I teach, and that was inspired by my story of of reuniting with my Middle Eastern roots at 21. And actually I had an arranged marriage then too, so there's a little bit about that in my story, but I didn't go through with it, which I'm happy about now. So the circle, and that's the chapter starting there of the circle movement, is all about how we keep moving in life and circling and encompassing everything that is a part of who we are. And as women, that is the basic movement of the dance of the womb, those instinctual, intuitive movements of birth that all women carry. So let me begin with, the circle is the most fundamental of all the movements in belly dance for birth. It is the stoic fortress that caresses many other movements in its essence. It is usually the first birth dance movement I like to demonstrate, as it fully grounds you to the earth that in turn holds itself in circle within our universe. Performing the circle in belly dance for birth helps to connect you both physically and emotionally to your world, and let me add spiritually. You will feel wholesome and nourished, standing in the center of life's creation. Remember to place a circle around your hips, just secure enough to bring awareness to your pelvic center. And before you start to move any of the movements, take a moment, close your eyes, breathe out, and as you breathe in, affirm the holistic nature of your bodily presence. From head to toe and from hip to hip, you have been conceived as perfect. The circle movement will always remind you of your innate power as a birthing mother. Once you feel the circle absorb into your presence, you can play with its pace and elegance, sensing its instinctual rhythm by focusing into the present moment with you and your perfect baby. So initially I use a visualization when teaching the basic circle and tell women to imagine that you are holding a pencil from your vagina with the point facing down to the earth while standing in the center of your world, your circle. This is a wonderful visual tool for many women. As the circle is drawn with the pelvis, the movement becomes fuller and more fluid, and the line of the pencil remains rounded and whole. Try not to cut the smooth line of the circle. Keep your knees slightly bent and your pelvis tucked up, lifting the pubic bone so your weight is evenly distributed through your body. Belly dance birth movements, such as these circular movements, place no pressure on the lower back, which makes them ideal in pregnancy. Time and time again, a common theme expressed by many women in my classes, and I have been teaching for 22 years, is how they feel relief because of that soothing release in their lower back, which is another affirming point of belly dance for birth. It is also helpful when performing the circle to move slowly at first, and that's really important. When we are slow and gentle with ourselves, that is where we can feel. And then we build up the movement moment by moment, feeling into your pelvic sensations and letting the music be your guide. And remember what I talk about, your heartbeat, your baby's heartbeat is the first musical lyrics within your body. And then we have the music that you choose to guide you on those movements of the dance. You can also change the level of the movement up and down whilst dancing the basic circle, taking your weight down onto your thighs or onto your feet, or else you can come up and dance on your toes. And then if you combine vocal sounds, that also works well with the circle movements of the belly dance birth. In labor, you'll find that you may naturally be vocal through your contractions, or as I say, your expansions, especially when they become deeper and more intense. And I suggest the sounds of ah, oh, ee, oh, okay? So really important, while you're making those circle movements, we combine movement, sound, and breath. And if you can let go of being self-conscious, you'll gain freedom
of expression, which can only serve your labor in a positive manner. And it's not about forcing yourself to make sounds. It's about allowing your body's instinctual vocal surrender to take place. And saying this, you may find that making sounds is way beyond your control within the birthing process, as many women find this too. The more you come into your primal brain through active labor, the more you let go of your thinking mind, your thoughts, your intellect, and come down into the wisdom of your womb. And that is what this basic circle movement does. It brings you into the groundedness of your body, the wisdom of your body, the strength, the confidence, the rawness, the wildness that is birth. Okay, so making these sounds can bring you down, down, down into connecting to Earth's energy, the energy of the depth of your womb, your wisdom and your baby. Remember, your baby guides you, and your baby will dance with you in this dance of the womb. As I say, the intelligence of the mother and the intelligence of the baby dance together. Know that everything you have for birth is inside of you as this dance of the womb, as these circle movements of belly dance for birth will show you the way. Okay? So again, it's a universal language of the feminine for birth that all women carry. That map of birth, that blueprint, that template, whatever you want to call it, is inside all of us. Okay? So there is no fear. Be confident for birthing. Maybe you could even enjoy the birthing process. Okay? So that's another idea to think about and to feel into when you are dancing these basic circle movements. And then I take you through a guided instruction here of how we prepare for the circle movement. So standing with the feet on the earth, knees slightly bent. So we go through all of that, relaxed in the neck and the shoulders and the back, allowing the breath to naturally navigate and move through your body. And then how we move by preparing the pelvis forward, backward movements, naturally engaging the pelvic floor, side to side, hip to hip movements. Okay, so that's all detailed in my book. And then we move into the basic circle of life. And there's some beautiful photos with my lovely friend Tash when she was pregnant, who helped me in getting these photos done for the book, for the instructional side. So step-by-step guidance for you all. Okay, so very, very easy to follow. And as I said, all these movements are also on my video series, Dance of the Womb, as well. So you've got both the book and the video. The book as hard copy, as an ebook, the video as a download. Straight away you'll get that download. So remember that these movements of the circle remind you, reassure you of what you already know, keep you anchored and grounded in your pelvis in connection to your baby. It's not about somebody else telling you where to go and what to do. It's about mothers becoming self-referenced, autonomous, confident, strong in knowing that if you can listen to your body will speak to you. Too many distractions, you can't hear your body speak. The circle will bring you into mindful movement, meditation, so you can listen to the wisdom of your body. Okay, so then we go into the expanded hip circles as well. So that's another variation of the circle. So that's much wider circular movements, being upright, being active. The will of gravity will aid in the descent of your baby onto your cervix, or that bag of waters, to help to thin out the cervix, dilate the cervix. But then we don't need to get into our head about these facts and figures. We need to just feel into our body. Sturdy thighs, flexibility in your feet, softness in your pelvis, and absolute surrender to the body. All these attributes will ground you to Earth's energy, helping to carry and support you throughout your powerful journey of birth. Okay, so these are life-affirming movements of belly dance birth, of the circle, the basic circle, the expanded circle. We also have some other variations, the traveling circle. Okay, so we want to bring that flexibility into our body. We are sitting a lot as modern women. Okay, we need to get up and we need to move in gentle ways, in ways to activate and access the body wisdom of birth. Okay, you are the expert with your baby. You know what you are doing. So it's really important to do these kinds of belly dance birth exercises that affirm that knowing. Okay, dancing every day, doing some dancing, letting go of that noise and distraction, as I said before, letting people know the environment within which you birth. Let people know around you, what is your birthing vision? What is it that you want for your birth to make you come into that relaxed, gentle space for birth, okay? Connected to the earth. And that is what that chapter of the circle brings us into, an introduction of getting into the body, anchored, connected to our baby, connected to our wisdom that is universal, as I said. All women carry it. Okay, so you don't need a lot of information from the outside. Yep, the expertise is in you. The intuitive movements of belly dance birth, the circle movement, the basic movement will bring you into that place of knowing. Okay, so remember, if you want to get any of my chapters for free, sign up. You can get 2 free belly dance birth circle or chapters of the birthing movements. And any questions or comments that you have, please leave them here and I'd love to answer them for you. And any questions you have, please email me, get in touch, message me. And don't forget, tomorrow I'll be back at the same time and we will look at the spiral chapter, movements of the belly dance birth, from my award-winning world first book, Belly Dance for Birth. So, Dance of the Womb. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a beautiful day, and sending lots of love. See you tomorrow. Bye.